I'm Mandy Arola, a marketing director and content marketing freelancer, experimenting with AI from automations to AI agents. I'm testing how these tools cut through the busy work so that marketers can spend more time on creative strategy. In this series, I'll show you what actually works. If you've been on Facebook or Instagram in the past couple of days, you have most likely seen the latest AI image generating trend going around social media. And that is to create a fun, whimsical holiday image of yourself using ChatGPT. Rather than using myself as a subject, I chose to use my dog Tavi and tweaked the prompt to include him. So here in ChatGPT, I uploaded an image of my dog Tavi, and I dropped in the prompt that is being used by many on social media. But I did make some tweaks. I tweaked the prompt a little bit to accommodate being for a dog versus a woman, adding in things like toy poodle. I actually pulled back some of the descriptions that was in here about the physical appearance, and I slimmed down what was listed for the outfit, because of course he doesn't need a full outfit. A sparkling bow tie with sequins would be sufficient. And here is the first image it created. So it did a pretty good job. It's very much in line with a lot of the other images that I've seen. I gave him the lollipop in his hand, very whimsical and fun. But then I wanted to take this to another level. It's been a while since I've played with ChatGPT to see how it can change elements of an image while leaving other elements the same. Ever since Nano Banana came out and really excelled in that area, I haven't been back to ChatGPT to see if they've caught up. So I thought this would be a good time to see how ChatGPT is currently handling changes with images. So I told ChatGPT, I don't like the candy canes in the background. This one is definitely very weird. Can you remove them and bring more green and blue into the whimsical holiday background? So it did a really good job. It removed the candy canes. It removed maybe a little bit more in the midground here than I would have liked. But again, I wasn't super specific with that prompt. And it did a nice job at making everything very whimsical and bright. But when I was looking at it, it felt like a photo studio backdrop and not as realistic as I would like. So I gave it another prompt. I love it, but the background seems like a photo studio backdrop. Can you make it more realistic so it blends better with the dog? And here's what I created. This feels much better to me in terms of the balance between the dog and the trees in the background. It's obviously more subtle in the color. It's not as vibrant in color, but it doesn't feel as fake. So I wanted to try one other tweak just to see how ChatGPT would handle it. Of course, you're not going to see a dog hauling around a lollipop very often. So I thought, what if the dog was carrying a holiday bone? And asked, can you make the lollipop bone-shaped? And it created a wonderful bone. It kept the lollipop swirls, peppermint swirls. It even kept the stick of the lollipop. Now, this is something, if I didn't like the stick, I could easily edit out in a lot of different programs, including Canva, on my phone, etc. I thought it did a really good job at making changes. So here are the two images side by side. The very first image I created over here on the right, and the final image over here on the left. And I think it did a really nice job at slowly making changes to the background to get a final image. ChatGPT is certainly an image generator that I want to come back to and experiment a little more with to see how it is adapting and catching up to Nano Banana. And that's why it's important in this rapid growth phase that you are checking out other tools every once in a while, checking out other models, even if it's just a couple, being able to understand their strengths, their weaknesses, how they are different from each other, how they're catching up and pushing each other is super helpful when you're working on your marketing. So this was just a fun little project today, but it definitely gave me a chance to take a look at how ChatGPT has evolved their image generation. That's all I have for today. I hope you all have a happy holidays.